2020 జేఈఈ మెయిన్ ఫలితాలలో ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ విద్యార్థుల ప్రభంజనం. ఆల్ ఇండియా అన్ని కేటగిరీస్లు 18, 35, 251, 253, 582, 606, 778, 780, 812, 821, 1031, 1049, 1303, 1575, 1654, 1753, 1754, 1978 ర్యాంకులే కాక మరెన్నో ఉత్తమ ఫలితాలు సాధించిన విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్. ఈ ఫలితాలు సాధించడానికి కారణమైన లెక్చరర్లు మరియు తల్లిదండ్రులకు మా కృతజ్ఞతలు. ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్. నీట్ 2020 ఫలితాలలో ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ విద్యార్థుల ప్రభంజనం. ఆల్ ఇండియా కేటగిరీలో 3rd ర్యాంక్ సాధించిన శ్రీశాంత్ కు మా అభినందనలు. ఇంతటి అఖండ విజయానికి ప్రోత్సహించిన అధ్యాపకులకు మా కృతజ్ఞతలు.
So good morning. Let us discuss about some problems based on this projectile motion. First we can discuss about horizontal projectile because recently we completed this. Page number 141, question number 24. 141, question number 24. A body projected horizontally with velocity v from a height h has a range r. With what velocity the body is to be projected horizontally from a height h by 2 to have the same range? So the question is, so first condition, the body projected horizontally with velocity v from a height h, here it is the range r. So that is the first condition. From a height h has a range r. With what velocity the body is to be projected horizontally from a height h by 2 to have the same range? Another condition, the height is h by 2 but the range must be same. Then what is the velocity of projection? So that's we have to calculate. So here in this situation, range can be written as horizontal velocity into time. Therefore r is equals to v into square root of 2h by g. Here horizontal velocity r is equals to u into t, that is v into under root 2h by g. So range formula. But in this situation, range can be written as v dash into under root 2 into h by 2 divided by g. Because it is thrown at a height of h by 2 from the ground. So in place of h, I am substituting h by 2. So v dash. Given that both the ranges must be same. Given that in both the situations, range must be same. So here this is R1, let us say it is R2. Given that R1 must be equal to R2. What is R1? V into under root 2h by g is equals to v dash into under root h by g. So because 2 gets cancelled. So applying square root on both sides. What we can get? V square into 2h by g is equals to v dash square into h by g. Cancel, h cancel, v dash square is equals to 2v square. So v dash is equals to root 2 times set of v. V dash is equals to root 2v. That means in the second case, the body must projected with velocity root 2 times set of velocity. Root 2 times set of velocity. Then only the body reaches to the same range. So first body projected from certain height having the range r. R is equals to velocity into time. So R1 equals to v into under root 2h by g. Well and good. Next, projected horizontally. So this is the situation. Range formula, we know about that. In the second case, what we have to calculate is the body projected from the height of h by 2. But it must have the same range. Then what is the velocity of projection? So again range formula, v dash. Let us say I am considering the velocity is v dash. 2 under root h is h by 2. So like this. So this is the solution. Next problem in this. stone is thrown horizontally with velocity g meters per second from the top of a tower of height g meters. The velocity with which it hits the ground is. So next problem, 25th problem here. From a height of g meters, body is projected with velocity v is equals to g meters per second from a height of g meters. So the body reaches to the ground. With what velocity the body reaches to the ground? So the horizontal velocity of the body is g meters per second. There is no change in that. But what about the vertical velocity? Horizontal velocity of the body does not changes. Horizontal velocity of the body does not changes. But vertical velocity of the body must be changes. Vertical velocity of the body must be changes. So along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. Along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. So on reaching the ground, velocity v bar can be written as vxi minus v by j. Why it is minus? Generally we know that velocity vector on reaching the ground. Vxi minus v by j, minus in the sense negative y axis. Here Vx is equals to g only, given that what is the initial velocity of projection? G meters per second. This value does not changes, but along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. Along vertical direction the body acts as the freely falling body. That means along vertical direction height is g meters, initial velocity is 0, time we have to calculate from equation s is equals to ut plus half a t square, h is equals to 0 into t plus half gt square. H is nothing but g, half gt square, gg gets cancelled, t is equals to t square equals to 2, t is equals to root 2. What is the time taken to reach the ground? Root 2 seconds. In that time interval, what is the velocity? Here the body projected from a height of g meters. What is the time taken to reach the ground is, we calculated t is generally simply we can write t equals to under root 2 h by g. Otherwise instead of this we can do 2h by g. Square root of 2 into h is g by g. So that is also root 2. Just I am giving the procedure here just, or simply we can do based on this also. Both are right. But along vertical direction on reaching the ground, velocity from equation v equals to u plus at, vy is equals to initial velocity 0, a is g root 2. So vy is equals to root 2g. So from this we can write v bar is equals to vxi. So vx is gi minus root 2 gj. So magnitude of velocity can be written as square root of g whole square plus minus root 2 g whole square. So g square plus 2g square root 3g. So the magnitude of velocity on reaching the ground is how much it is? Root 3g. So on reaching the ground, horizontal velocity does not changes. Horizontal velocity does not changes, but vertical velocity must be changes. So on reaching the ground, so it is dropped from a height g meters. What is the time taken to reach the ground? This much. What is the velocity on reaching the ground? Then velocity. Next. Next problem, 26th. A body is thrown horizontally from the top of a tower. It reaches the ground after 4 seconds at an angle 45 degrees to the ground. The velocity of projection is. Body thrown horizontally from the top of a tower. It reaches the ground after 4 seconds. So the line joining this, it makes an angle 45 degrees. It makes an angle 45 degrees. The velocity of projection is, what is the velocity of projection? That's we have to calculate. Here in this direction, so let us say it is Vy. In this direction it is Vx, horizontal velocity. So this is Vy, and at any position this is Vx. So from this, from the diagram we can write tan 45 can be written as opposite side by adjacent side. So that is Vy by Vx. Here 45 is mentioned in the problem. With what angle the body reaches to the ground is after 4 seconds at an angle of 45 degrees to the ground. That's why the angle is equals to 45 degrees. So tan 45 is 1. Therefore Vy is equals to Vx. Tan 45 value equals to 1. That's why Vy equals to Vx. But along vertical direction the body acts as a freely falling body. So Vy is equals to 0 plus. Along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. So therefore Vy is equals to 0 plus g into t is 4 seconds. So 4g. So therefore horizontal velocity Vx is equals to Vy. Horizontal velocity is equals to 4g. 4 into g is considered as 9.8, 39.2 meters per second. Velocity along the horizontal direction is equals to 39.2 meters per second. So that is the situation. Next. Next to 27th. Next problem. Two cliffs of heights 120 meters and 100.4 meters are separated by a horizontal distance of 16 meters. If a car has to reach from the first cliff to the second, the horizontal velocity of the car should be. So this cliff height is 120 meters and this cliff height is 100.4 meters. So the horizontal distance between these two is 16 meters. So what is the vertical distance? This is 120 minus 100.4, 19.6. Height is 19.6. So horizontal velocity we have to calculate. We know the height and the horizontal distance. Horizontal distance between the two cliffs is 16 meters and the difference in the heights of the two cliffs. One height is 120 meter, another height is 100.4 meter. So that way the difference between two cliffs is 19.6. So therefore here h is equals to 19.6 meters, range is equals to 16 meters. So we know range can be written as u into under root 2h by g. You know about this. Range is equals to u into under root 2h by g. So r is 16. U into under root 2 into g, h is 19.6, g is 9.8, 19.82. So 16 is equals to u into root 4, 16 is equals to 2u, u is equals to 16 by 2, so 8 meters per second. So the velocity of projection must be 8 meters per second. So this is the situation. Like this. This is the way to do the problem based on this, right? So horizontal projectile conditions. Next in module 2. Horizontal projectile. See here, page number 144, question number 21. Page number 144, question number 21. A staircase containing 10 steps, each 10 centimeters height and 20 centimeters wide. The minimum horizontal velocity with which the ball has to be rolled of the uppermost step so that it hits directly at the edge of the lowest step is 10 steps. Staircase contains 10 steps like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that, 10 steps. So ball projected like this directly falls on the edge of the 10th step. Here number of steps is equals to 10. What is the height of the each step? 10 centimeters. Given that height of each step is equals to 10 centimeters. So total height. What is the total height? Total, how many steps here? 10 steps. Height of the each step is 10 centimeters. Total is 100 centimeters. So that is 1 meter. Next, width of each step. What is the width? Given that width of each step 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters. Total width 10 into 20, that is 200 centimeters. So that is nothing but 2 meters. So we know the height. From what height the ball is traveling, height, and range is given as 2 meter. So if the ball is thrown here with velocity v, it touches the 10th step here. So that means what is the total height travelled by the body? 1 meter. Total horizontal distance travelled by the body 2 meters. So that means height is 1 meter, range is 2 meters. Height is 1 meter and range is 2 meters. So from this we know R is equals to U into under root 2h by g. R is 2, U into under root 2h is 1, G is approximately, G not mentioned, 9.8. So 2 is equals to U into 1 by 4.9. So U is equals to 2 under root 4.9 or 2 under root 5, 2 root 5. Approximately root 5 is 2.1 like that. So here the approximate answer is 4.2 meters per second. 2 root 4.9 means approximately 4.2 meters per second. So that is the option, second option. So next. Next 22nd problem. Next 22nd problem. From a certain height h, two bodies are projected horizontally, each with velocity v. One body is projected towards north, other body is projected towards east. Their separation on reaching the ground is, see here, from certain height h. So this is the height h. One body is projected towards east with velocity u, another body projected towards north with velocity v. Both are velocities v. See here, if one body is projected towards east, the projection of the body is like this. One body projected towards north, the projection of the body is like this. What is the separation between these two? That he is asking the question. So simple thing is, see here, body projected towards east. So the path followed by the body is like this. Towards north, the path followed by the body is like this. What is the separation between these two? That's we have to calculate right now. So here, first, along east direction, range is considered as x. Range formula is u into under root 2h by g. So that is equals to V into under root 2h by g. Next, along north, let us say Ry. Here also u into under root 2h by g only. Velocity is v and projecting from the same height. Velocity is v and projecting from the same height. So here one is towards x-axis, let us say, one is towards y-axis. What is the angle between these two? 90 degrees. So because one is towards east, one is towards north. What is angle between the east and north? Angle between east and north is 90 degrees. Angle between east and north is 90 degrees. So that's why, so effective can be written as square root of rx square plus ry square. Rx can be written as v into under root 2h by g whole square plus it is also v into under root 2h by g whole square. So v square into 2h by g plus v square into 2h by g, 2h by g. So under root it is 2v square into 2h by g. So it is root of 4v square h by g. 2v comes out, 2v under root h by g. Exact answer is, or in under root means 4v square h by g. Second option it is 4v square h by g. Solution. Next. So 23rd, let us say. Next problem. An object is projected horizontally from the top of the tower of height h. The line joining the point of projection and the point of striking on the ground makes an angle 45 degrees with the ground. Then with what velocity the body is projected strikes the ground? See here, same model we did already in this module 1. Projected horizontally from the top of the tower of height h. The line joining the point of projection and the point strike the ground. Let us say this is the point of projection, this is the path followed. The line joining this makes an angle 45 degrees. Then with what velocity the object strikes the ground? So this is horizontal velocity and this is vertical velocity. We have to calculate resultant velocity. So we have to calculate resultant velocity. See here 45 degrees. Again here tan 45 can be written as Vy by Vx, vertical velocity divided by horizontal velocity. Let us say Vx and it is Vy. So then this Vy is equals to Vx. Vy can be written as, so 23rd problem. So 45 degrees. So this is the range and this is the height. See here, this is the height and this is the range. So from this tan 45 can be written as h by r. Tan 45 can be written as h by r. So tan 45 equals to 1, h by r. So r is equals to h, we know. R is equals to h. So but we know r can be written as u into under root 2h by g. But range can be written as u into under root 2h by g. We know that. So body projected from horizontal, line joining the point of projection to the point reaches the ground makes an angle 45 degrees. So that's why this is height and this is range. R equals to u into under root 2h by g. So from this r is nothing but h. H is equals to u into under root 2h by g. So from this u can be written as g by 2h into h. H comes under the root, gh square by 2h H cancel, u is equals to under root gh by 2. U is equals to under root gh by 2. This is the horizontal velocity of projection at this position. So therefore here Vx is equals to square root of gh by 2. That it is Vy and it is Vx, but along vertical what happens? Along vertical direction, initial velocity 0, final velocity we have to calculate, acceleration g, distance traveled is h, freely falling. Along vertical direction the body acts as freely falling body. So from equation v square minus u square equals to 2as, v square minus 0 square equals to 2gh, vy is equals to square root of 2gh. Vy equals to square root of 2gh. So therefore, we know v final velocity vector vxi minus vyj. So magnitude of velocity can be written as square root of vx square plus minus vy whole square. So therefore, that is vx square plus vy square. So what is the value of vx? Square root of gh by 2. Square root of gh by 2 whole square plus vy is square root of 2gh whole square. Square root of gh by 2 plus 2gh. 4, so LCM is 2. So gh plus 4gh. So that is equals to square root of 5gh by 2. So that is with what velocity the body strikes the ground is square root of 5gh by 2. Square root of 5gh by 2. That is the situation. Here initially velocities are not mentioned. With what velocity the body is projected we don't mention. And with what velocity, after what time the body strikes the ground, it is also not mentioned. Only height is mentioned. That's why tan 45 can be written as h by r equals to h. But we know the value of r like this. Next. Twenty-fourth same model. 24th same model it is. Next to 25th. Is to see the 25th problem. An object is launched from a cliff of 20 meters above the ground at an angle 30 degrees above the horizontal with an initial speed of 30 meters per second. How far does the object travel before landing on the ground? See here. So this is the 20 meters height. 20 meters height of the tower. The body is projected with velocity 30 meters per second at an angle 30 degrees above the 30 degrees to the horizontal like this. Now what is the path followed by the body? Parabolic path like this. Path followed by the body is parabolic path. So up to here and it is like this. Right? Now from here to here we have to consider oblique projectile, and from this point onwards we have to consider horizontal projectile, combination of two. See here, the body projected here above the 20 meters above the 20 meters high at an angle 30 degrees to the horizontal with velocity 30 meters per second. So the path followed by the body is like this. So from this point to this point, this one acts as what is it? This one acts as oblique projectile, and from this point onwards it acts as horizontal projectile. Two conditions here. So here let us say it is T1 and it is T2 total. Here along horizontal direction it is u cos theta, along vertical direction it is u sin theta. Here also it is u cos theta and it is u sin theta. At this position also along it is u sin theta. So for this T1, so T1 can be written as 2u sin theta by g. 2u is 30, sin 30 divided by g is 10. 6 into sin 30 1 by 2. So 3 seconds. T1 is equals to 3 seconds. 2u sin theta by g. 2u sin theta by g. Next here T2. This body acts as a horizontal projectile here. Horizontal projectile. So h is equals to u sin theta into t plus half gt square. Along vertical direction the body here, what is the velocity at the point is at this position, what is the velocity here? U sin theta. So that's why along vertical this body does not act as the freely falling body. So it acts as, what is the velocity of projection here? U sin theta. Here also the body having the same point of projection u sin theta. So u sin, height is 20. Velocity of projection must be equal to speed on reaching the ground. And how much velocity we can projecting? What is that velocity here? U sin theta. On reaching the ground, it is also u sin theta, like this. U is 30 sin 30 into T2 plus half g is 10 into T2 square. So 20 is equals to 30 into sin 30 is 1 by 2 T2 plus 5 T2 square. 20 is equals to 15 T2 plus 5 T2 square. So 5 T2 square plus 15 T2 minus 20 is equals to 0. Dividing with the 5. T2 square plus 3 T2 minus 4 is equals to 0. Factorization. So T2 square plus 4 T2 minus T2 minus 4 is equals to 0. 4 1s are plus 4 minus 1. 4 into minus 1. So T2 common. T2 plus 4 minus T2 common. T2 minus 1. So T4 1s are not 4, it is 1 is equals to 0. Sorry, minus 1 it is. Sorry, it's minus 4 only. T2 plus 4 it is. So that is T2 minus 1 into T2 plus 4 is equals to 0. Time never be negative. So T2 is equals to 1. Here T2 minus 1 0 or T2 plus 4 0. Time never be negative. That's why T2 must be 1. So total time is equals to T1 plus T2. So that is 3 plus 1, 4 seconds. That is the time. So what we have to calculate, how far does the object travels before landing on the ground? How far? So see here. So this total horizontal distance for this range is u cos theta into t. What is u cos theta? 20 into cos 30 into total time of flight 4 seconds. So 20 into cos 30 is root 3 by 2 into 4. 2 tens are, so 40 root 3. Sorry. Three plus 1. 40 root 3 only. 25. Fourth option. 60 root 3. This is 3. 20 into cos 30 root 3 by 2. 10 40 root 3. 30 root 3 plus. Here it is considered as 1. Range R is equals to u cos theta, u root 3 by 2 into, sorry, velocity of projection is 30 not 20. So 30. So 15, 60, correct only it is. Total horizontal distance, here total horizontal distance is u cos theta into t. U is 30, cos 30 into total time of flight is 4 seconds. So that is 60 root 3. That is the situation. So 27th. Two particles are moving in uniform gravitational field with an acceleration g. At the initial moment, the particles were located at the same point and moved with velocities 9 meter per second and 4 meter per second horizontally in opposite directions. The time between the two particles at the moment their velocity vectors are mutually perpendicular in second is velocity vectors are mutually perpendicular. After what interval of time you can write it is. So we know that if a bomb at rest explodes into two pieces, after what interval of time those two velocity vectors are mutually perpendicular. We calculated this already. So this is, what is the formula? First velocity vector v1 is equals to u1i minus gtj. Here it is v2 is equals to minus u2i minus gtj. Perpendicular means both are perpendicular. v1 bar dot v2 bar is equals to 0. So u1i minus gtj dot minus u2i minus gtj is equals to 0. Minus u1 u2 plus g square t square is equals to 0. So t square g square is equals to u1 u2 t is equals to under root u1 u2 by g. So the time interval during which the velocity vectors are mutually perpendicular. Here t is equals to, what are the velocities given here? One is 9, another one is 4. So square root of u1 u2 by g. So therefore 9 into 4 by g, 36 by g, 6 by g. So that is equals to, g is considered as 10. So that is equals to 0.6. And velocity vectors are mutually perpendicular means t is equals to under root u1 u2 by g. And it is t is equals to like this 0.6 like this. Next, next 28th question. An aeroplane is flying horizontally at a height of 980 meters with a velocity of 100 meters per second, drops a food packet. A person on the ground is 414 meters ahead horizontally from the dropping point. At what velocity should he move so that he can catch the food packet? See here, the aeroplane is moving horizontally with velocity 100 meters per second, drops a food packet from a height of 980 meters. So what is the range? Here it is, r is equals to u into under root 2h by g. First of all, 100 into square root of 2 into 980 divided by g is 9.8, 9.8 tens are, sorry, hundreds, 100 root 200. So that means 1200 root 2, sorry, root 200 means 10 root 2. So this is 1000 root 2. So 1000 into 1.414. So 1414 meters, the range is 1414 meters. But one more condition is, a person on the ground is 414 meters ahead horizontally from the dropping point. This is the dropping point actually, but the person is 414 meters ahead. At what velocity should he move so that he can catch the food packet? So this is the distance that person can travel. So that is 1414 minus 414. How much? The person must travel the distance of 1000 meters to catch the food packet. In what interval of time? T is equals to under root 2h by g. 2 into h is 980 divided by g is 9.8. So root 200, that is 10 root 2 time interval. So velocity is equals to distance by time. Distance travelled by the person is 1000, that is 10 root 2. 10 tens, 10th hundreds. V is equals to 50 into 2 by root 2. So V is equals to 50 root 2. 50 root 2 meters per second. See here, first we calculated the range 1414. But given that the person is at a distance of 414 meters ahead, already this is the dropping point, already the person is at this position. What is the remaining distance the person has to travel? 100,000 meters. So what is the time taken by the packet to reach the ground? 10 root 2. Velocity is with what velocity the person can travel through the distance of 1000 meters? 50 root 2. So that's all. So this is about problems based on horizontal projectile.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.